Hello everyone. I'm gonna get closer to Paul. Hello everyone and welcome to Spotty. Once again, I am Zachary Merian and I'm here running Acceptance Students Business Day on the Paul College Instagram. Sorry if you're tired of seeing me, but I just can't stop talking about Paul College. So here you're joining a tour of Paul College. I'm here with myself, but I'm also here. Let's see if I can do the switch of the camera. I'm also here with a fellow Paul College tour guide and my best friend, Molly Richardson. And we're here to showcase to you Paul College. That's an awful shot. We're here to showcase to you Paul College and just give you a basic virtual tour showcasing all the classrooms and the different aspects of Paul College that makes up the program. So without further ado, definitely on this call.
I'm Molly Richardson and I'm originally from Rochester, New York. I'm a senior here at Paul College. I'm a business administration major with concentrations in finance, international business and economics, and a minor in hospitality management.
Awesome.
And here he is.
And hi everyone, once again my name is Zach. I'm a senior here. Keep going.
Okay.
I'm a business administration major with a concentration in marketing and a minor in theater, and I am from Worcester, Massachusetts. So we'll get inside soon because it's a little noisy and the connection's pretty bad out here. But we wanted to give you a good shot of Paul College. I'll just talk about it briefly, just an overview of it. It was officially completed in 2013. This past summer, a couple summers ago, it went over complete renovation. So it has state-of-the-art technology. It's always being renovated, really clean in there, really built and up to date. So it's not an old creaky building, which I really love. To go over some of the accreditation, it is AACSB accredited, which is the highest accreditation you can have for a business school. It's ranked in the 55th in the nation for a business school. We have a 95% job placement rate after graduation, and it is LEED Gold, which is also another one of the highest ranking you could have for a business school. So that goes into just the basics of it. But let's take you inside here, and we'll just get right into the tour. Hopefully our connection's better. And then I will say real quick, if anyone has any questions, feel free to mention them in the chat below. We might not be able to get to the questions today, but at the end, we'll try go through anything. If you have any additional questions, you can always email Paul College, DM the account, or talk to Smith. But so here we are right at the entrance. You have the Undergraduate Program Advising Office, and you have the Career Professional Success Office. Molly, which one would you like to talk about first?
We can talk about the Career Professional Success Office.
I'll put you over there.
Career Professional Success, we call CAPS for short. Every college at UNH has their own office, and we are lucky enough to have our office right within Paul College. Here we have advisors who help us with anything from internships to the job search to any certifications you might want, and just really figuring out what your interests are postgraduate. It is a great place to come. As you can see actually on this sign, they have drop-in hours. So if you're just in Paul, just doing some homework, you can always come and just...
We'll step in real quick.
And stop right in and talk to the advisors who are always eager to help us with whatever we need, whether it's building a resume, helping create our LinkedIn, or pretty much anything else that you could imagine that has to do with careers postgraduate. So we'll head on over to advising. Zach, want to take it away?
You got it. So here we have the Undergraduate Advising Office, and there are basically 8 advisors that dwell in this office, and they're solely here to help you with your academics. So whether that's adding a class, dropping a class, changing a major, adding a minor, going abroad, anything under the sun regarding academics, this is where you're going to go and they're going to solve all your problems. I really love this office because I was attending virtual meetings ever since I stepped foot on campus, and I was just so obsessed with the support that they gave me, and they just had me all my ducks in a row throughout all my 4 years. I love it so much I actually acquired a job here just as a front desk employee, but I just love it because the advisors are so helpful and they're great people, and it's just nice to spend time with them. I love picking their brains about all the different resources and programs and just any little tiny question I can ask here and there about academics here at Paul College. When I work here, students check in for either like a walk-in or like an appointment, and sometimes they walk in a little flustered as maybe a class isn't going the way they planned. So they come in all flustered, like, "Hi, is so-and-so here today?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let me see. Yeah, they got walk-ins, I can send you back." They go back 20, 15 minutes later, they come out, they're like, "Bye, have a nice day." And I'm like, "Yeah, you too." They have a smile on their face, they're glowing. It just really showcases the magic about how awesome both the supports from both offices are here at Paul College. And they really help us with equally academics and career professional success, even when post-graduating too. And then I'll take this from you, and then Molly's also going to quickly talk about our Bloomberg office right here.
So we have this room available for any student at Paul, but specifically the finance and accounting students that want to come and watch the Bloomberg terminals. Additionally, we also have the resource of the Bloomberg Marketing Concepts certification that all Paul College students are eligible to obtain free of cost. So really, if this looks a little intimidating, seeing the numbers changing, you're able to get certified and understand everything that comes along with the Bloomberg terminal.
Awesome. So let's keep moving down Paul College, down one of the main hallways. It is a beautiful day out today.
As you can see, there's also a tent out in the back set up for students to do work outside, which allows for you to do work when it's raining, when it's sunny out, maybe too sunny to sit outside and get a little hot, but still be able to get fresh air and such, and really just take a second outside of being inside of a building.
Totally. So now we're walking on the first floor. Now we'll be entering a good scenic shot of the Great Hall, which is kind of, it's a nice open collaboration space. How about Molly, you want to dive into a little bit about the Great Hall?
Sure, absolutely. So the Great Hall truly is the heart of the business school. This is where you're going to find students in between classes, just talking, collaborating, working on some homework. Whether you have 10 minutes between classes, an hour and a half between classes, this is a great place to come and just interact with different peers, ask questions to professors if they happen to be walking by before class. These people that you see that you know, so you can also just say hi, catch up with friends. It's just really a great place to see people in Paul College and just spend your time between classes.
Totally. So here's another better shot just to showcase all the desks and the couches that we have in here and that nice spiderweb figure.
You want to talk about what the spiderweb represents?
Yes, I do. I never even really knew what that was until I actually became a Paul College tour guide, and they actually talked about what it symbolizes. I always thought it was just a cool graphic design, like a good, cool design that I was just like, okay. But it actually showcases all the networking that we have here at Paul College. And it showcases how everyone is linked to each other and how we can all help each other boost our, whether it's media presence, whether on LinkedIn, or just improving our career experience through networking. So I think it's really cool because we're all intertwined here, and it's really nice that we can all boost each other in different ways. So that is the spiderweb figure. But we'll be walking now down towards another hallway. Collaborative classroom. We have to go in. Let's go in this entrance. Okay, we have here at Paul College. This is considered like a collaborative spaced classroom. As you can see, you have the circle tables with the chairs all around them. You have the main podium up here where the professors and the instructors like to teach the class. The screen can drop down. Maybe I can just do it real quick. You get a screen that drops down, microphones, whatever you call this scanning thing. It's truly equipped with all the technology you would need to help proctor a class here. We really like it because the technology allows us to be very collaborative, especially our Zoom capabilities have been on par ever since the start of the pandemic. And yeah, it's made learning very easy and very fun. So that's a nice shot of the classroom. Awesome. Perfect. Do you want me to take it now?
Sure.
So now we're going to keep heading down this hallway.
As you can see, there's study spots all around Paul College. A quieter setting. There's places really just to stop and do work or stop and take a breath between classes. Pretty much everywhere around.
So I keep seeing it saying pause due to poor connection. So hopefully it's not too spotty when we play this back. But we'll just keep going. And if we miss anything or it cuts out in the middle of a, and hopefully this doesn't matter. But please, again, shoot us a chat. We can talk about it. But here is a perfect opportunity to talk about our breakout rooms. You want to take this one?
Sure. So here at Paul College and all across the university, actually, we have some places called student collaboration spaces. We call them breakout rooms in the Paul College. So what they're meant for is you can reserve them online and just stop in with a few of your classmates, whether you want to go over some homework, work on a project together, and it's equipped with all the technology you might need. So let's take a look.
Awesome.
So as you can see, there's a TV in here you can hook up your laptop to, and that way you can collaborate together on the screen. We also have pretty much any ports you could ever need, an HDMI, a USB, and plenty of plugs as well. In addition, we also have whiteboards that are always have expo markers to draw on if you need to write out, if that's a better way for you to study. This is for collaboration with other peer students, but it's also available for single use. So if you want to come in here and study, your dorm room just isn't really cutting it for you. You feel like you want to go somewhere else. Feel like you almost have your own big desk, like a big girl job or big boy job, and sit down and just can spread out. And I know plenty of times before accounting or big finance exams, I've come in here and just sprawled out all of my material, just so it's not all bottled up and I can really think through all the material before I take my exam.
Totally. I'm gonna sneak by here, and I want to get a good shot of the main outdoors we have with the tent again. As you can see, there's students out there working or maybe just hanging out, whichever. But truly, anywhere you want to study, you can easily do that, or just hang out with friends.
And the breakout rooms, there are plenty of them. So as you can see, this whole hallway is filled with them. There's also plenty downstairs and upstairs. So you'll always be able to find a space that works best for you and your study techniques.
Awesome. So now we're going to take you down this hallway, and hopefully we don't lose too much connection in the stairwell. But once we pop out, we'll then shimmy into a classroom, showcase another standard kind of classroom that we have here, talk about professors, teachers' assistants, and just classes in general. And then we're going to sneak into the hospitality kitchen, which I'm sure Molly could talk about as she is a hospitality student. So more breakout rooms all to the left of us, along with our classrooms on the right. So let's sneak into a main classroom. You want to lead us in, Molly?
Yeah.
Sure. What do you do, scene one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now here's a great representation of another very popular classroom setting that you can be a part in, that you will probably be a part in if you are a Paul College student. This is kind of a little more standard size. I don't know what the exact term is, not like a lecture, but it's definitely not that many students. But it's a great place where you can have a lot of your intro classes, any just basic level class, or moving on. Molly and I have our peer advising classes in here, this exact room actually. And yeah, I think this is a great opportunity to talk about the classroom faculty to student ratio. So like I said in the previous Instagram live, so sorry if I repeat myself, we gotta roll with the punches here. We do a really good job of, when you are a first year student, you're completing your business administration degree, or just your main hospitality or economics degree. But as you move on through, like, you trickle down towards your junior, senior year, that's when your classes become way more in-depth and more finite, and that's where you're dealing with students with the exact same path as you. So it starts off somewhat big, you could say, but then it trickles down. I came up from a very small town, a very small high school, and I was so nervous about the lecture style classes because I've never been in one, but I've never felt lost in a lecture hall. I've never felt like I couldn't speak, participate, ask questions, because I definitely am not the brightest bulb on the tree.
He also doesn't know what he's saying, so.
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm saying all the time ever, but so I like to ask a lot of questions, and it's super nice that in the lecture halls, I was always able to do that. I also said on the previous Instagram live that I took Intro to Accounting, that's managerial and financial, and both professors for that both recognize me to this day, both know my name and still say hi to me. And it's crazy because they deal with hundreds of students every single semester, and the fact that they recognize me when I wasn't even an accounting student, and accounting is not my favorite concentration among all of them, they still really recognized me, and it's super awesome. So I always think about that all the time and how you really build such a strong connection with professors, even when you're not even trying to. They're always there to look out for you. And then also additionally, if you're in a classroom like a lecture hall and it's with a professor teaching a big intro class, they also have teacher's assistants. Those are called TAs. And those are either graduate students or students like seniors or juniors that took the class, mastered the class, and they're there to help just reinforce your learning experience. They'll never teach the class, but they're there to help you with reminding you about homework, about holding study sessions, office hours, just to help you if you need any more reinforcement with the class, because a lot of students are taking it and they want to make sure everyone has the correct support and academic resources at hand. Yeah, is there anything else I'm missing with that?
I think that sounds good.
Yeah, okay, so...
Something we haven't touched upon is the different majors in Paul College.
Yep.
So if you're on this live, you probably have been on the different tours throughout the day. But just to go back over it, there's 3 majors in Paul College. Economics, and there's 2 different paths with that, hospitality, and then business administration, which is our largest major. Within business administration, there are 7 concentrations. Let's see if I can name them all. Finance, accounting, entrepreneurial studies, international business and economics, information systems and business analytics, management, and Marketing, that's what I'm forgetting.
That's me.
And along with that, you can also have the option to submit your own major. So for some people, those 7 options just aren't quite cutting it for them. And I know plenty of students that have taken that into their own hands and come up with a different major that they want to graduate with. And this is something that you work very closely with our advising office, our career and professional success office, with to create what is best for you. Because here at Paul College, they really are very, very into making sure that you have the best experience possible and what's going to work best for you and your success.
Totally. And then here I like to make this little statement. And you are never stuck about what you want to do. So your freshman year, you're there taking your intro to econ, intro to accounting, marketing, all that stuff. So you get a good taste of everything that you think you want to do, but it's also there to help educate you. So Molly and I are both equipped with a lot of computer technology like Excel. We know the basics about accounting, finance, but I dove into marketing more in depth, so I know the most about that. Molly's finance. Your sophomore year is when you kind of choose your specific path. It doesn't have to be. You can easily switch whenever. And I always like to bring this up. We have Molly here, who I think has been every concentration at one point, which is ridiculous to believe, but she has. And she has met with a lot of the advisors and the faculty and just picked their brains. And that's when she finally came up with, I think, her final concentration and major. But so once she international business, economics, finance, and hospitality. But she's done everything, all the other ones, and you can always switch whenever you want. I've always wanted to do marketing, and I've known that for a long time, so I just stuck with it. But definitely taking other classes has helped make me realize what I'm good at, maybe something I don't really want to pursue in the future. And it's because that business administration or just the basic level classes that everyone has, everyone has to take. But once again, as Molly's living proof, you can always switch whenever. And we're all equipped with the same stuff, but we all have like our specific concentrations and interests that we're going to dive into later on in college, like your sophomore, junior, senior year, and then post-graduating.
Yeah, just for a numerical value, I've actually switched my major and minors 7 different times. So,
I think I know hers down pat by now. But
we're going to head into the hospitality kitchen.
Yes.
To show the hands-on experience that we're able to provide hospitality students.
Someone commented brightest bulb on the tree. I know, I never know.
It's my fire student. Shout out to Sean.
Oh, nice. Hi, Sean. Okay, you want to take it away?
Sure. Hi, everyone. This is actually where I spend 5 hours every Tuesday morning. This is where the hospitality kitchen. So it's a real kitchen, and as you can see, actually, let's head over here.
Oop, you got it. I clearly have never been in this kitchen.
So, as you can see, there's different stations equipped with everything you would need in an actual real kitchen. So as you can see, there's stove, everything else. These are full of any utensils or anything you'd ever need. Knives, everything that you could do to make a real gourmet meal.
Sorry, I like to get a shot of all the stuff. This place is so cool.
We have all our scales, everything like that. And then in here, we have our...
Pause.
Our
you might want to do that again, because it paused.
Okay, in here is our beef frozen and refrigerated. And this is our pantry with all of our dry ingredients that is stocked and literally anything you could ever want.
I paused again. So once again, she said freezer, pantry in there. But we can keep moving.
So as you can see, we also have obviously all of the things to clean. And this is where we plate a lot of things. We have everything you would ever see in a high-end restaurant. And we're able to plate the food on them. We learn all about how to do that and all the different steps to take. Something I just learned is that you usually wash things in vinegar before you place them on the table, just because it takes away all the fingerprint marks on them, which is something that's so cool, and I would have never thought about that, but I learned that in class a few weeks ago. This week we made a bunch of different meals. Like we made Alfredo and broccoli from scratch, like scratch noodles, everything like that. We also have made plenty of other things like soups and salads. We've gone into big lessons on that. We learned how to make eggs Benedict. Just plenty of other meals, but these are hands-on things, so we're doing them. As a student, we get a recipe, and our professor, Chef Ron, he comes around and helps us and walks us through step-by-step how to make these gourmet dishes, but I made them, which is crazy because I would have never known that I could do that. I actually made dinner for my roommates a few days ago and used my new asparagus technique I found.
Yeah, she did. It was so good. While we're here, Molly, do you want to talk about how this is a clear representation about how hands-on our programs are and how you get such in-depth experience. So you just want to dive into like the hospitality dinner and how hands-on it's always been?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have what we call the gourmet dinner. It's usually once a semester, but with COVID, we're going to do it once a year. So we actually, unfortunately, aren't having it this semester. But basically what it is the group of students that's in the class puts on an entire gourmet dinner. It's usually 4 courses and everything, and we sell tickets and people come, and it's a very nice dinner. I worked it last year, and it's a 3-day event, so it's usually a Friday night, Saturday night, and then Sunday brunch. And it has, the students come up with the whole menu, they do all of the pricing, they do all of the management. Each student is assigned to different roles, and then people throughout the hospitality program or just in the business school help to do things like food runners and things like that. So it's an entire production. They basically make a restaurant out of scratch as a project, as a class. Personally, it's one of the best things that I feel like I've been able to join in Paul College. But it's awesome because it's open to all majors as well. So you're able to take classes, like hospitality minors are able to go, you're able to volunteer. So even if you're a finance major but you really want to get involved, you can volunteer for the weekend as well. So it really is hands-on because you learn everything. And there's obviously guidance from professors and such, but it's your job to basically open this restaurant for the weekend. And they work all semester long and put it on at the end of the semester.
I don't run the event, but I go to the event because the food is phenomenal. If there's really nice food, you'll find me. But here, you want to grab that for a second? So while we're here, I just also want to just follow along with what Molly basically just said. So the hands-on experience is super key that we have at Paul College. Being a hospitality student, Molly has worked in the kitchen, put on the gourmet event, all that jazz. I'm not a hospitality student, so I've never really been in the kitchen. I've never really had to serve food. However, I'm a marketing student, and one thing that I'm doing this year for my capstone is that I'm actually working with a legitimate company that I'm going to be like their head marketer, like me and a group of my 6 of my classmates, and we're going to market their company and showcase and just improve upon their marketing strategies and techniques. I think that's so cool because I've learned those strategies all throughout my years here at Paul College, but now I actually get to put it to use, and I'm working with actual company executives. We just had our midterm report last week, and we showcased all the research we've done to prep for all the different marketing strategies we're going to implement. And it's just really cool because it's all us marketing students that are marketing majors that are in the capstone. We love marketing, and we've actually been able to put our knowledge to good use. It's not only great for the companies that we're helping, but it's great for us because we're getting full-on hands-on experience. So that's just limited to both Molly and I because that's both the paths that we're choosing. But it doesn't stop there. Management, accounting, entrepreneurs, all those studies, there's so many hands-on programs all in their own different ways where you can get all this experience and just truly do what you have been planning to do and learning to do all your time here at Paul College. So we always like to put out the hands-on experience that we have here at Paul. But I think we've seen enough of the kitchen, so let's go and head out. And I think you want to slide down to the Great Hall now?
Mm-hmm.
How are we doing on time?
It's 45 to 15 minutes. We can answer questions. If you guys have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat and we can go through them and see what we can answer. Or we'll answer all of them.
I saw one of them, and Molly, I think you can take this one because...
Do you want to go in G75 real quick?
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Wrong doors. So as we mentioned, there are different types of rooms here at Paul College and different size classrooms based on what sizes of the class there are. So this is G75. This is our stadium seating room. It's usually... Okay, I got it. It fits up to 200 students in general. During COVID times, clearly there, as you can see, we wanted to maintain social distancing. But this gives professors, like accounting professors and big lecture professors, a space to come where they can teach all of their students. You want to talk a little bit more, Zach?
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to get the perfect lighting, but I don't know. I think the switch is up there where the podium is, but yeah, like Molly said, I'm just going to reiterate basically what she just said, but I'm not going to repeat. This is basically just like a classic lecture style. But we also host events in here, so if we have guest speakers, they go up there, they can do perform or speak or lecture, whatever you got to do. As you can see, actually, it's marked off too, so we have social distancing protocols. Sit where the green tape is, not where it's not. So this is just a classic style. Obviously a lot brighter, and the windows are usually open. But it is a Saturday, and no one is learning right now. So we are going to now take a step out of the classic lecture hall, and let me go this way. Let's go step right around here. So Molly, I actually saw a question in the chat. I don't know if you want to take this one. It's just basically where's your favorite place to study here at Paul?
I love studying in Paul. One of my favorite places to study is actually, we have these things called conference rooms, I guess. I don't think they have a proper title. But we have a few of them throughout Paul College, which is where a lot of times smaller groups can meet. and big kind of meetings happen. I personally love studying there. They're open to students to go into when they're not booked, because you can book them. And I really like it because it makes me feel like I am in like a real office. Like, I'm doing something, not just necessarily studying for my accounting exam, but I'm doing something that might like lead me to my future career, which is so cool to me. So that's my favorite place to study when they are booked. Unfortunately, there isn't a ton of them. I love studying in breakout rooms. The breakout rooms on the second floor are my personal favorite because they're generally a little bit quieter, and I really feel secluded, and I once again feel like I'm at a desk that isn't in my bedroom or isn't at the library. But yeah, so those are probably my two favorite places. What about you, Zach?
I guess really truly anywhere. I mean, if you ever find, I'll just showcase it. If you ever just find like a time, like I always love if I have 15 minutes before work or class, I usually grab one of these couches or sit along this bench, any place. But I definitely love the breakout rooms because you just get to sit there, like lock yourself in and just do whatever you got to do. Whether I've done a lot of interviews there, like virtual interviews, study for exams. So basically everything Molly said. But I have another question for you, Molly. So someone asked, are all your classes in this one building?
No. So there are classes that I've had all across campus. Through undergraduate in general, just graduating from the University of New Hampshire, we have a program called the Discovery Program. So I have taken classes that are science classes. I have taken classes that are performing arts classes. I've taken classes that are English classes, math classes, and so on. So those are all located in different buildings throughout the campus. So I'm not limited to only Paul College. As you go through your major and you're more into just like your specific major classes, a lot of times they are in Paul. But there are also other options. So you can take classes. There are other classes offered in other buildings. But for the most part, business classes are held here. However, there are plenty of other places that business-like classes or discovery classes will be offered. So you won't be confined only to Paul.
Exactly. And then here, I'll take this one. It says, are there any especially popular classes or professors that like a must-have? Definitely depends on what you're wanting to pursue. But the only the professor that's screaming to my mind is actually from our friend Jack. He is a part of the marketing advertising club, and he works closely with the advisor and professor, one of the head marketing professors, Diane Devine, here at Paul College. And she is just obviously has so much excellent background in marketing. And she helps work with them all the time through their marketing advertising club. They just had their big event a couple weeks ago where they had so many employers come in, whether it's from like Dunkin' or Timberland, any literally so many companies. And he just raves about his connection with her because she has helped him so much with his networking. And he actually has acquired multiple of his internships through his time here at UNH through Diane Devine. And she's really awesome. So I definitely, he would be mad if I didn't mention a great faculty professor like student relationship and how much she's done for not just him but also anyone who has reached out to her through marketing and so on and so forth.
Someone else says Diane is awesome, so clearly she's a fan favorite.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So we're about 10 minutes left. I think we should talk about involvement, fire.
Want to take a seat on the couches?
Perfect. So another good shot of the Great Hall. Which one you want? Did you say these two?
The blue one. We get some nice sun.
Do you want us to sit?
Yeah, no?
Okay. I'll put it on you first and then we can. Oh, you want to do selfie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, fun. This is clearly our first rodeo.
So talking about a little bit about involvement. You want to go first?
Yeah, so Molly and I are involved in some of the same stuff, but also some different things. For myself, and Molly actually, we're both Paul College tour guides, clearly, and we're also regular campus tour guides. We both do a lot of stuff for admissions, whether that's hosting acceptance students visit day or just showcasing families and prospective students, University of New Hampshire as a whole. We really take a lot of pride in that. I've also been involved in professional sales group. Molly and I are both peer advisors, but we can dive more into that in a second. Basically, what is FIRE? And what's the other main thing I'm part of? Oh, and I work at Paul College Advising, and I to the poor connections. Okay, so sorry if you've seen enough of me. I run the Instagram. It's inevitable, but Molly, you take it away.
Absolutely. So, as Zach just said, we are both tour guides. We love the program. The UNH admissions program is super awesome and a great way to get involved outside of specifically Paul College. But within Paul College, I'm a Rutman Fellow, which is a scholarship program that some of you, especially if you are applying into UNH for next fall, are probably aware of. And it is all about creating gender equity here in Paul and once you graduate. So we're prepared through guest speakers that come and talk to us, books that we read, and really just discussions that are facilitated. We work really closely with advisors as well as the dean and associate dean of Paul College. And we come up with events and different things that we can do to help bridge the gap between genders here at Paul College. In addition, I also am a peer advisor with Zach, which is our fire program here at Paul, which is our first year innovation and research experience. We are able to meet with a group of first year students every single week. Shout out to Team 2, that's my team.
No, Team 19.
We're at Team 2, and we're able to work on things like LinkedIn, resumes with them as well. And at the end of the year, actually coming up, we're going to be presenting at the Undergraduate Research Conference. We've come up with a product or service idea to help in a post-pandemic world. So those are some of my involvements. You want to talk about internships?
Yeah, so along with getting involved, we also have had just numerous opportunities where we can expand on our career or internship opportunities. Like I said, I work in advising, but I actually have like an actual internship, and that's helping run the marketing campaigns for Paul College. This past summer, I was an intern in the communication and education department at Fidelity Investments, and I actually acquired that internship while I was abroad. And it was crazy because I was, Zooming in Australian time, but I was meeting with career professional success advisors, United States time. And it was just crazy just going on Zoom, and obviously little communication because the time difference was crazy on my end, but they were able to literally help me acquire that internship, and I would not have been able to do it without them. So it's just really awesome how there's so many resources here that work so hard to help you with anything you want to do. I wanted the internship, and they helped me get it. I was also fortunate enough that the internship was able to be remote because of the pandemic. But there's so many internship opportunities. We have so many events throughout each semester, whether it's a big career fair, or it's just a Zoom session where we meet with employers, or it's practicing interview practice sessions, or resume review sessions, or LinkedIn sessions, so many sessions, but they help with anything to do with your professional development. And I just find that really awesome. And I think you can agree with that, Molly.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to talk a little bit about study abroad. We both were fortunate enough to study abroad. I actually studied abroad twice. I studied abroad spring semester of my sophomore year in Auckland, New Zealand, and then again spring semester of my junior year in Budapest, Hungary. As we mentioned before, I'm now graduating with 2 concentrations and a minor, and I did change my major 7 times. So if that doesn't go to show you that you can, as a student, study abroad, that really is a possibility for everyone. So if there's a program that you're interested in or anything else, the Study Abroad office here works very closely with Paul College to make sure that you're on track to graduate even when you study abroad, and you're able to take courses that will really count towards your degree while you're in another country or while you're in another place in the United States.
And so I guess, since we only have 5 minutes left, and I want to answer some questions that we have time for that, but I definitely want to just wrap up with our experience here at Paul College just in general, and then talk about why we chose to come here and why we chose to stay. So definitely the key things that when I was looking for touring schools was the different programs they offered, the different involvement opportunities, and sure enough, I got that to a T. I mean, one of my favorite days that happens it happens annually every single year. It's University Day. We also call it U Day. And basically that's just when it was during one of the first Wednesdays of the academic year. The whole main street's blocked off, and all our 250 plus clubs and organizations just post up with their booths all around Main Street. And it's kind of like a carnival day where you walk around and get food, there's live music. But the most important part, it just showcases all the involvement we have here, just at UNH too, not even just Paul College. And it's just so fun because you walk around and you just write your name and email on so many of the sign-up sheets, and they reach out to you within the next following days like, hey, you signed up to be admissions, like, you want to continue down that path. Molly and I both did that, and sure enough, we're here today, both tour guides. But it's just so awesome because there's so many different involvement opportunities. A lot of this information is also listed on the Paul College and a University of New Hampshire website. So if we don't touch upon anything that's exactly what you were looking to hear, it's all online. But we can, since we're connected with Paul, as the spiderweb thing can show you, we definitely know of all the different opportunities. And there's so many different clubs and organizations that are here to help you, whether it's just to be involved or to acquire the internship or job that you are looking for. It's super awesome. And so I just can't talk, and I can keep talking all day about it, but I'm going to give it over to Molly.
Yeah, so the reason that I actually chose Paul College, I had no idea what I wanted to do when I was first coming to touring campuses, but Paul really stuck out to me because of actually the FIRE program, which is the first year
first year innovation
and research experience. Thank you.
We just like to say FIRE. It's just easier.
And it was really a really great way for me to be able to meet students and have students that are in my classes that I got to meet outside of class. So that way I knew I was coming in and would have a group of friends that I could really depend on, honestly. And then additionally, I just love the location. UNH is in a perfect location between the mountains, the beach, the city. I love Boston, and being from somewhere that's from a little bit of a smaller city, I knew I wanted to be close to the beach and mountains. So that's really what made me stay, is the location and how easily accessible everything around here is. And going to school in a business school, being this close to Boston, which is obviously a big hub for business, has been so helpful, and I've really taken advantage of that throughout my 4 years here.
Awesome. So that goes all our basic information, but let's see if there's any questions we could possibly wrap up here. UNH Paul Fire again, chiming in. I don't know if that's Sean or Andrea, but hi. Just in case we didn't talk about it in full, FIRE is something that every freshman needs to take if they're a Paul College student. And it's just a little 2-credit class, and you just meet once a week with a peer advisor, whether that's a junior or a senior. And those are just students in Paul that we went through like a really extensive training and application process. And we are here to basically help guide your transition from high school to college. I mean, it's crazy. You guys have never been in college before, so we want to make sure we can help, whether it's not even just showing you about UNH and Paul, but just college in general, just giving you some tips and tricks. So we're there as a support system. We're there to promote involvement. We have a little game system where that's why Molly and I are so competitive, where our students compete to attend on-campus events.
So you earn points for attending anything from a volleyball game to an internship networking night to a resume review day. It can be, or just grabbing the dining hall with friends on your team. That way you're able to have an incentive to get involved and try different things that you might not have tried otherwise, because you have this point system, which helps you earn points for FIRE. And the winning team of FIRE, per year, each student gets $500. And then the winning student who wins overall the most points in general, they win $1,000. So there really is an incentive there to win, because this is just money that you're able to take and do whatever you want with it. So that's a really awesome incentive, and my team's in 3rd place, and so we're really hoping.
Molly has, I think, the 1st place student right now.
I
do.
That's
really awesome. But so you have the involvement aspect, but you also have, like Molly said, the research aspects and the educational part, as we're doing a project throughout the entire academic year. We're presenting at the Undergraduate Research Conference. And finally, there's also professional development. So we help them make their LinkedIns, make their resumes. And it's just, we love it so much. And I met some of my best friends to this day from just being in FIRE together and being like, hey, you want to sit next to each other in accounting like next week? Or you want to go grab a bite to eat after econ? Just so many opportunities. And
I am still living with one of my best friends from FIRE to this day. We've lived together for 2 years now. So that just goes to show how great these connections are that you can make in this program.
So we tried to encompass everything. If you, again, have any more questions, please contact UNH Paul College. You can DM them on Instagram. You can email them just at Paul College, or you can email just admissions at University of New Hampshire. Anyone would be gladly to talk to you. We hope you guys enjoyed our tour today. Hopefully we accomplished everything that you wanted to hear. And I guess thank you for attending Accepted Students Visit Day, and we hope to see you in the fall.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Just hit the X right there. Oh.